The thoroughbred is a magnificent animal, bred for speed, bred to compete, the sport of kings.
Tama is drawing away, and Tama with Mike Smith, they win the Bet Parks Pennsylvania Derby.
It's the all-new Let's Go Racing from Parks Casino and Racetrack. It's action-packed and fun for the entire family.
Il Miracolo now in command.
Let's Go Racing is proudly brought to you by the Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association. It's fun to see them run.
Welcome to Let's Go Racing. We are on NBC Sports Philadelphia. I am Danny Gibson here with Dick Girardi. We're in our Parks Racing studio. Packed show for you today. The very promising 3-year-old Maximus Meridius was back on the Parks racetrack. Also, the Horse of the Year was crowned at the Eclipse Awards. There was not a dry eye in the house. And also the big $3 million Pegasus World Cup. Lots going on in the horse racing world.
Indeed it is, Danny. First big racing day of the year and the biggest day of the year, the Horse of the Year, crowned in Florida 2 days before the Pegasus.
Yeah, not a dry eye in the house. That was an emotional speech we'll get to later. But a lot of good racing here at Parks. We dealt with the weather last week, but we are back in full swing and some really nice cards this week.
Very nice cards, especially Tuesday's card. There were all kind of good horses running that day.
Yeah, it was almost like stakes races, one right after another. We're going to take a look back at Tuesday's 9th race. This was an allowance optional claiming, only a few in for that big $75,000 tag, going 6.5 furlongs. Maximus Meridius is our favorite. You guys have heard us talk about this horse. Look, he's one of the most promising horses Butch Reed has in his barn.
No question. Son of Maximus Mischief, who obviously was a star in Butch Reed's barn as a 2-year-old. Really good horse, but there's a lot of good horses in this race. Capo, who won the PA Nursery, is in here. Kelly's Kids, who finished actually in front of Maximus Meridius last time. Twilight Dancer for Scott Lake. This is basically a stakes race masquerading as an optional claimer.
This race could go any way. Here is the call of Tuesday's 9th race.
Ruby's Flash. Longshot has a narrow advantage, half a length over Kelly's Kids. Right to the outside, Maximus Meridius, Twilight Dancer, eager to move closer. He's just 2 lengths off the front runner. The opening quarter, 22-1 as they make their way into the far turn. Ruby's Flash, Kelly's Kids, Maximus Meridius moving now. Then it's Twilight Dancer back to Sharp Tones. Capo, followed by Bali Amor, and at the back, Rum Away. As they head through the turn, Maximus Meridius now takes the lead. He is opening up. Kelly's Kids in second. Going backwards there is Ruby's Flash. Twilight Dancer making his move. Sharp Tones also in it with a shot. Capo under a drive. Bali Amor, nothing from Rum Away yet. The half 46-2. At the top of the stretch, Maximus Meridius going wide, but moving well. Twilight Dancer making up some ground. Bali Amor also in it with a shot. It's Maximus Meridius and Michael Sanchez kicking clear here. Running on gamely, Bali Amor, Twilight Dancer, Sharp Tones with a 16th left to go. Maximus Meridius.
Maximus Meridius did get the win. Michael Sanchez. The track was still a little sloppy, so you had to be right out in that crown in the good part of the track, but promising win. And what do you think? We see him take a big step forward?
We did. Look, last time I thought he was just uncomfortable, just not really ever into the race. Like this time, outside post, perfect situation, ran great. I think this is a stakes horse. We'll find out soon. And I think there's a couple other stakes winners in this field. This is a really good race.
Oh, I do too. Trainer Butch Reed was all smiles, and we caught up with him after the win.
Michael said he could have gone wire to wire and opened up if he wanted to, but he liked the competition. He liked the horses next to him. And when he got away from him, he started getting a little lazy through the lane. So all stuff we got to work on. It was only his 3rd lifetime start, so we think he's even going to improve from here. 3-year-olds, are all exciting this time of year, so it's good to have one that's a nice one like this.
And you're getting ready for a big weekend with Uncle Heavy, and the team's all excited, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, everybody's cranked up, heading up to New York, see if we can get some of that Broadway money.
Well, Maximus Meridius celebrating with his favorite treat, Mrs. Pasture's cookies. We have a lot more racing coming up in the show, but now it's time to turn our attention down to the Eclipse Awards. Cody's Wish was crowned Horse of the Year. That was an emotional win.
It was for sure. Look, Danny, I didn't vote for Cody's Wish. I voted for Idiomatic, but I was not at all unhappy that Cody's Wish was crowned Horse of the Year. Deserving horse. What a great story.
Oh, my sentiments exactly. We have more of this with our very own Chris Griffin.
The National Thoroughbred Racing Association crowns champions every single year in the sport of horse racing. Cody's Wish raced 16 times on the racetrack and was an 11-time winner, including multiple Grade 1s, earning over $3 million. A multiple Grade 1 winner and very deserving winner of Horse of the Year honors. In addition to being a champion, it was the bond he developed with a young man named Cody Dorman. As you might guess, Cody's Wish was named for Cody, who had a rare genetic disease called Wolff-Hirschhorn syndrome. The story of these two captivated the world. Cody's Wish won the Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile, and the next day, Cody Dorman sadly passed away. His family was with Cody and Cody's Wish with every step and every stride. Here's Cody's father, Kelly Dorman, accepting the honor at the Eclipse Awards.
Well, you'll never hear Tom Hanks say there's no crying in horse racing. I never would have dreamed 5 years ago when all this happened that I would be standing right here doing this. I wouldn't have dreamed the wonderful people we've met. But man, I hope you guys got a TV in front of the stall down at John Bell right now, because I want to thank Cody's Wish for everything he's done. I mean, I know everyone here, you guys just blow me away, because I know you put your heart in these horses day in and day out. That's your life. And I know a lot of times those horses put their heart into you. The jockeys, the trainers, owners, everybody. And that horse, but he put his heart into us.
What a story and what a speech, and what a horse of the year. Cody's Wish is a champion. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Chris. Yeah, very deserving. Cody's Wish getting Horse of the Year. Well, we're going to head to our first break, but a lot more coming up. We have our 3-year-old champion from the Eclipse Awards, Archangelo, with our local guy, John Ebert, and more local racing coming up.
Winning time going right with Counter Spy and Bump and Run just a length off of that top flight.
This is Parks.
This is how you roll, this is how it goes. This is how you pop, this is how you rock. Take a chance, do a dance, little romance. This is how you. This is how you win. This is how you excite, this is how you all night. 360 hit me, now we're going all in. I can feel it calling, the crowd, the light, the night, the sights, the vibe is right. This is how you. This is
Parks, Pennsylvania's #1 casino experience. This is how you win.
The question a lot of people are asking themselves these days is, do I buy new or do I buy pre-owned? Here's what I'll tell you. New car inventories are still low and new car prices are still high. However, with the certified pre-owned Nissan at Chapman Nissan, we have a huge selection and you can save thousands over new. Plus a 7-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty, roadside assistance, 1-year prepaid maintenance, and so much more. And not for nothing. Can you really tell the difference? I can't.
Welcome back, everybody, to Let's Go Racing on NBC Sports Philadelphia. And we talked about how good last week's card was at Parks Racing. Now let's take a look at Tuesday's 7th race. Our 2-year-old champ Winning Time is back on the track.
Right, he's a 2-year-old champ back in 2022, missed basically all of last year and came back with a really strong race, but didn't win. Maybe this will be the time.
Yeah, and Bump and Run, our second choice. This horse has some good paper and coming off a really promising win.
Yeah, and Tim Shaw had a solid year. We have Tim Shaw on the program a couple of times, and he's a sneaky good. Look out for Tim Shaw.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Here's Tuesday's 7th race.
Guapo again, a hard-fought lead, and Counter Spy can wait no more. He takes the lead. Guapo again dropping back. Winning Time going right with Counter Spy and Bump and Run just a length off of that top flight. Then it's Not Normal. He's in 4th and gaining. Keith sends Hello back to Capital Conquest and Blazing Red as Guapo again continues to drop back. Winning Time has taken the lead. Counter Spy to his inside. Bump and Run looms on the outside. It's half 46-2 as they make their way through the turn. At the top of the stretch, it is anyone's race at this point. Keith sends Hello trying to come up the rail. Winning Time has the lead. Not Normal in between horses. Bump and Run grinding down the center of the track. Winning Time fighting back. Not Normal. Bump and Run. There's a 16th left to go. Bump and Run.
Well, Bump and Run with a big run on the outside. Henry, as he belovedly called by his family, Tim, Alicia, and their daughter, gets the win. And Winning Time, I think he ran good. Look, I don't think that's his track, and I think he might be coming for a big equipment change, if you know what I mean, coming soon.
Yes, we do, Danny. We'll not chat about that today. We'll talk about it next time. But Bump and Run, I thought on paper had the number, also had the post, had the situation, and Tim Shaw gets it done.
Here's more with winning trainer Tim Shaw.
We're so proud of this horse. He is a homebred and a family horse. Take us through that stretch run. That was wild.
That was fun. Last race we found that he could rate a little bit, and we knew there was a lot of speed in here. So I said to Abner, I said, just leave him alone. even if we're out in the four-path, I think it's the best part of the track, and it worked out to exactly how we wanted to do it. It doesn't happen often, but it happened.
The two biggest part of your team, they're not here, your daughter and your wife. I'm sure that's them blowing your phone up, but how excited will they be later?
They will be. I'm sure my daughter knows. She's in school right now, and I have a feeling that someone might have told her because they watch at school as well.
Let's keep the good times going at Parks Racing. We're going to take a look at Tuesday's 8th race, another really solid race here. Allowance optional claiming $50,000. Awfully cool. Him and Kendrick, man, they team up for some good performances.
They do team up for some good performance. Just missed in the Manfuso at Laurel in his last. Had a great year here at Parks. In fact, I voted for him as a divisional champion, and you can look at all my divisional champions this week on Let'sGoRacingParks.com. The banquet coming up on the 17th, and Awfully Cool was one of my picks.
Yeah, we got our big awards coming up. Well, let's take a look at our second choice here. Magic Michael's back for trainer Jamie Ness.
Love Magic Michael. Does Jamie Ness win many races here at Parks and everywhere else in the world? Yes, he does.
He's a busy guy. Here is Tuesday's 8th race.
Awfully Cool, Simovic, then back to Adero. He's about 3 lengths off the leader, followed by Irish Exit, then a gap of 2. Prince of Rain, Magic Michael, and Didinger is at the back. Awfully Cool has opened up comfortably now. He has 3 over Simovic. To the outside, Adero in the red, then it's Irish Exit. Gap of 2 or 3, back to Prince of Rain, Magic Michael to his outside, and Didinger still at the back, the half, 48 and 4. Awfully Cool now has to brace for the challenge of Adero, who's coming up to challenge as they go into the far turn. Awfully Cool, Adero looms to his outside, Simovic hanging tough in third, then it's Adero who takes the lead from Awfully Cool. Awfully Cool fighting on right back at him, but Adero has a narrow advantage. Awfully Cool then back to Simovic as they make their way through the turn. There's a quarter mile left to go. Awfully Cool not done yet. He comes right back at Adero, and those two in a battle at the top of the stretch. On the inside, Awfully Cool puts his nose back in front. Adero fighting on, but Awfully Cool going just a little bit better. He's under a drive now, and he is responding. Adero game in second, but Awfully Cool is opening up. Awfully Cool opening up here with a 16th left to go, and Awfully Cool and Kendrick Carmouche, the favorite, going to deliver.
Awfully Cool does bear down to get the win with jockey Kendrick Carmouche. I was really impressed with that ride as well as you were, I know.
Yeah, I loved how he opened up on the backstretch, and then he still had something for the finish because it looked like he was going to get past. But you know what? In this world, hard to pass Casey in a stretch.
No, and let's hear what the winning jockey has to say. Here's more with Kendrick Carmouche.
They have him in the right spots. I just got to ride him to accordingly. You know, he's a little quirky going around the turns, but as you can see, once they come up to him, he really want to level off and run. I mean, they got him in good spots. I'm just the pilot, you know. It's good to come home, you know, win a couple races a week, and you know, he's a good horse. He can ship places and do good things.
We always love talking to Hall of Fame jockey Kendrick Carmouche. What a great interview.
He's the best.
More with our Eclipse Awards, and Arcangelo won 3-year-old champion.
He did indeed, and our buddy John Everett, who's been on our show, was down in Florida. Here is his acceptance speech.
We went from maiden, Peter Pan, Belmont, Travers, to early favorite in the Breeders' Cup. With each race, the competition got better, and with each race, he did it more effortlessly. I say, wow, you're the best horse in the world. The best horse in the world, but we may not get to prove it. I swear if he could talk, he'd say, yeah, I know. He knows it. I know it. Jenna knows it. She did a great job.
I thought John gave such a great speech. I really did. It was touching.
Yeah, indeed. Look, this is a score of a lifetime, and it's obviously his horse of a lifetime.
Yeah, and we've been really rooting big for him. Way to go, Arcangelo. Well, let's get to some national races, and there were some big ones. Let's go down to Gulfstream Park. It's the Grade 1 $3 million Pegasus World Cup going a mile and an eighth, and post-time favorite is National Treasure at 5-2.
Yeah, the Preakness winner, who was so good in the BC Dirt Mile, just missing to Horse of the Year, Cody's Wish.
Yeah, and First Mission was also 5-2, but the money was going to National Treasure.
Yeah, First Mission was my pick. I played the contest all day long trying to get to First Mission. I could never get there with the money I wanted. Turned out it was irrelevant.
Well, it's one of the best track announcers, I think. Pete Aiello with the call of the Pegasus World Cup.
Hoist the Gold has won the tussle early with National Treasure, and he's 5 furlongs from home and 2 on top. National Treasure is now second. Up in the center, it's Il Miraculo. Down at the inside goes Trademark. Working between them is First Mission. Underway from mid-flight, O'Connor's drawing closer in the orange colors. He's 2 better than Grand Aspen. Dropping back is Skippy Longstocking. Going by him is now moving up between horses Senor Buscador. He's had a lot of pace ahead of him. He's picking off horses one by one as they have less than 3 furlongs to go. Hoist the Gold has the lead. National Treasure takes another crack at him at the 5/16. There's still 3 better than O'Connor. Senor Buscador continues to run home. He ponders an inside lane with a quarter of a mile left to go. Still plenty of hopes here in the Pegasus World Cup. National Treasure has come away with the lead. Senor Buscador, he's still closing down the center. There's an 1/8 of a mile to go, and National Treasure with work to do. Senor Buscador takes aim on the outside. They come past the 8th pole. On the inside, it's still National Treasure holding on. Down the center, Senor Buscador, he's running out of time. National Treasure would not be denied.
National Treasure gets the win, but I put a big bet on Senor Buscador at the last moment. I'm watching the race with my mom at the retirement home, we'll say. We got a little loud. We were saying, Junior, inside, inside. Why didn't he go inside?
I think he wasn't going to win. I just think National Treasure, he's proved it in the Preakness and even in the BC Dirt Mile. When he gets his head in front of the stretch, he's dangerous. Danny, I didn't like him in this race because I didn't know how he'd run without the lead. He ran great. Pratt, Baffert, a great combo. That's Bob's 3rd Pegasus World Cup. Senor Buscador did everything but win the race.
Oh, that's for sure. Well, let's go to New York. We're going to Aqueduct. This is the Interborough Stakes for fillies and mares, $150,000, going that tricky 7 furlongs distance. And the favorite is Ain't Broke.
Ain't Broke for Linda Race, but we're very interested in Dr. B for Butch Reed, Cassius King, LC Racing. This is going to be her last race of her career. Can she go out a winner?
Yeah, and one of our co-hosts has the call here, Chris Griffin, with the call of the Interborough Stakes.
White chocolate in front. Hot Fudge is chasing this rival here from second, starting to move closer still. Here comes Dylan Davis and Secret Love progressing at the rail. Dr. B is there in the red cap right towards the outside. That's the leading 4. Mosienko loses a touch of ground, and from the back, here's Ain't Broke, who starts that rally from the back of the field, and Ain't Broke is on the move. Here's that big move from Ain't Broke. The stablemate Hot Fudge is taking the lead. It's Hot Fudge who's in front, battling on his White Chocolate down towards the inside. Dr. B is in the hunt as well, and Ain't Broke is out there 4 wide, about 6 in the 6th path on the grandstand side. It's still Hot Fudge who's in front. Dr. B is resilient and game in between horses, and Ain't Broke is trying to run him down. 3 across the racetrack, and Dr. B is now in front. It's Dr. B. Hot Fudge battles on. Ain't Broke is losing ground. A 16th to go. Hot Fudge won't go away. Hot Fudge is back for more. Dr. B is back to second. Hot Fudge ahead in front. Hot Fudge!
Hot Fudge got the win there. Nice ride by Kendrick Carmouche.
Yeah, it held off Dr. B the length of the stretch. It was Michael Sanchez and Kendrick Carmouche, a Parks Hall of Famer, going against maybe a future Parks Hall of Famer. And Kendrick won 4 that day at Aqueduct. Danny should have been in Florida riding Integration, and they probably wish he would have been, given how it all turned out.
Well, let's talk about Dr. B. That was her last race. She went out pretty big. It would have been cool to go out a winner, but she has a really big date with Flightline, Horse of the Year. She's going to be bred. She's going to be a mama and bred to the big champion Flightline.
Yeah, can't wait to see that foal.
Oh, that's going to be one cool foal. We're going to go to another break, but we have a lot more coming up. We have our Jockey and Trainer of the Week, Best of the Rest, and a cool new feature that really takes you inside the race. All coming up.
When you open the BetParks app, you're in the zone. Winning is always a rush, but the money is in the moments. It's the anticipation of another face card, the thrill of an extra spin, and the pure joy of a jackpot. It's all your favorite games at your fingertips. Plus, get up to $1,000 casino bonus back if you're down in the first 24 hours. You play for fun, you love to win. You bet. BetParks.
Turning for Home is a nonprofit that has provided for over 4,000 former racehorses with a safe retirement.
These brave warriors do so much for the fans, and we want to make sure they're taken care of.
It's a group effort by all the owners and the trainers, and we've helped so many horses.
Responding to the need of a better system that addressed the uncertain future for the retirement of the equine population at Parks Racing, the PTHA rallied horsemen to support the program.
It's awesome. I mean, these are the things that we deal with every day that put us into the game and make the game great. Without the horses, we have nothing.
Turning for Home became the first on-track retirement program at a year-round racetrack.
Aftercare, it takes all of us, and every single person is responsible for it. These horses give us everything on the track. It's up to us to give them everything off the track.
If you would like to help these amazing animals find a great second career and forever home, please contact us at turningforhome.org.
Welcome back to Let's Go Racing. Jockey and Trainer of the Week, jockey Adam Bowman. He is the Bow Show. He is beloved around here, and he had himself a good week.
He did, including winning the Aqueduct finale on Sunday that our man Chris Griffin called and told me about. Hey, Adam just won a big one at Aqueduct.
And he teamed up with our Trainer of the Week quite a bit for a couple of wins, Hugo Padilla. And Hugo recently went out on his own. You guys probably see his brother Ernesto Padilla as a trainer here as well. So a family affair for the Padillas.
There you go, Trainer of the Week.
Well, we have another Turning for Home family photo for you guys. Cuteness overload, so get ready. Shani and Sweet Puri, they're having a blast together while learning about classical dressage from the ground up, and they look like they're having a lot of fun.
They always do, Turning for Home.
We have something really cool for you. There is nothing more special than winning a horse race, and I get to be with these connections every week when they win and celebrate their big victories. We caught up with a few of the jockeys and they took us through the race. Here's more.
As the race was kind of unfolding, you were always in a good spot. Did you feel like you had a lot of horse to keep going?
Yeah, you know, he was very quiet in the gate. So I'm like, oh man, I hope he breaks good, but he broke like a rocket and was pulling me the whole way, was there when I asked him, and good job, Dines. Where I'm going, oh, I got this race, and then you're riding hard and they come and beat you, so you never know. So it's always better just to ride all the way to the wire than be for sure.
Take us through, like, when you break out of the gate.
Well, you know, I didn't break with that much speed, but I wanted to be close, so I rushed my feelings till I get, you know, to the perfect position, like right off the speed. And whenever it was time to do the move, like I see the ones in front moving and they were not taking off, so I said, well, I got plenty of horse. So whenever I asked her in the stretch, she just took off and, well, we get the win.
Rally is a horse that you've had twice now.
Yeah. I won the shake. That was my first shake that I won so far being here on Rally last time.
What is it? So what do you think about him makes him such a good racehorse?
He's just professional. Everything about him. He eats good. He sleeps in the stall. Goes on the track. He's just a professional racehorse.
What instructions did you give Andrew?
None whatsoever. Andrew rode him 3 times before and won all 3. Got taken down in one of the races, but he knew the horse, so I just said, keep him clear and he'll run.
What'd you think towards the end? They were starting to get up to him, but he still had more.
Yeah, you know what? The day he got beat when Orderno rode him for me, he kind of waited a little bit and for the horses, so I changed the blinkers on him. I put a blinker with a hole, let him see the horses coming. I don't know if it made that big a difference, but he got the job done.
Really love that I get to be there and capture those moments. It is so exciting, nothing like winning a race. Well, let's get to best of the rest. We're gonna take a look at Monday's 9th race. This was a mile and 70 yards, a starter allowance, $30,000 purse, and looks like Malibu Star is gonna get it.
Yeah, it does look like Malibu Star. My selection at 5-2 is gonna win the whole race for my man, Carlos Guerrero, but here comes, yes sir, Colonel the 4 and 13-1 for Bobby Moscow. Up on the last couple of strides with Dexter Haddock to win it by a neck.
I have to say it was a good day for closers on Monday. We're going to take a look at our PTHA Trophy race. We are very proud of this. It was Tuesday's 4th race, 5,000 claiming for fillies and mares going a mile and 70 yards, and Not a Trace and Ramon Moya are on the front end, and they're quite the team.
Yeah, Not a Trace loose on the lead and gone, Danny.
And we got to talk to this week's PTHA Trophy race winning jockey, Ramon Moya. Here's more.
You just won this week's PTHA Trophy race on a horse that you have such a rapport with, Not a Trace. Tell us about your connection with her and your win today.
Yeah, it almost seems like I win on her almost in the wintertime. She loves running in the wintertime for some reason, at least for me. But I tell you what, she's such a tough horse to get on in the morning. She has a little attitude. But in the afternoon, she's all business.
Let's go down to Gulfstream Park. This is the Pegasus World Cup Turf. A mile and 1/8, big purse there, $1 million.
Yeah, and watch the 9, Warm Heart, Ryan Moore, the best in the world, coming up the rail. A dazzling move for this filly, 4-year-old filly in her final career race. And she's going to be bred to justify the Triple Crown winner. Can't wait to see that fold. Look out, Warm Heart wins again.
Oh, that's going to be a good one. Well, we are going to go to our final break, but you don't want to go anywhere. Stay tuned because we have Park Picks and Craig Donnelly. We're going to try to make you some cash, all coming up after this break.
When you open the BetParks app, you're in the zone. Winning is always a rush, but the money is in the moments. It's the confidence and underdogs covering, the tension before a clutch turnover, and the pride of a parlay paying off. It's another chance to win big with all-day action. Plus, win your first $10 bet and get $125 in sports bonus bets. You play for fun, you love to win. You bet. Bet Parks.
Welcome back, everyone, to Let's Go Racing on NBC Sports Philadelphia. We're going to go into our Parks picks. We are taking a look at Monday's 7th race. This is a maiden special weight. We don't really usually go for a maiden special weight, but I'm trying to make some money here, and I got a feeling.
Yes.
100 grand. I'm going to try to make 100 grand. First time starter for D. Curry. Look, she trained the dam Angie Grand. It was one of her best fillies. I am in the barn with D. Curry. This horse is tearing the barn down. He's ready. He's a big strapping gelding, and I think he's going to run big.
Like inside information. I'm going with Castle Island. Brittany Russell coming up from Laurel. Love Brittany Russell. All she does is win.
She does. Well, let's see what Craig thinks. We're going down with Craig Donnelly.
Thank you, Danny. First, we have to go over the results of Monday. The Selection Carnivore, there's good news and bad news on him. He defeated 7 of his opponents. Unfortunately, 3 of his rivals finished ahead of him, so I'll have to give him 4th. We're going to try to do better this week. On Monday, in the 4th race, I like number 6, Kenner, from the Jamie Ness barn. This is a horse that is absolutely most effective when he's able to shake loose early and control the pace. Last time out, he was in a sprint where he was dueling with a couple of other rivals, got tired in the stretch. The time before, he was beaten on the turf at Laurel. However, the last time he went long locally, he absolutely demolished his field, and I think he's going to get that kind of trip again, controlling the pace. In the 9th race on Monday, I like Pistol Liz Ablazin, another Jamie Ness runner. This is a filly that was very classy in the past, raced against high-quality opposition. She seems to be coming around again. I liked her last couple of races. She's stretching out. She's at the proper level. She's already shown she can compete with this kind of horse, and I think she'll be sitting right off the pace, get a dream trip, and be able to dominate in the stretch.
Well, we have Eye on Racing for you, and it's a huge day.
For 3-year-olds, starting up in New York in the Withers, Uncle Heavy, who won the weight for it right after Christmas, will be there, and Deposition for Uriah St. Louis, broke his maiden here at Parks back in November, but they're all over the place. The 2-year-old champ and the Holy Bull, look out. They're all coming out. Baffert has 2. He's got 1 at the Southwest and 1 at the Robert Lewis. The problem is they're all nominated for the Triple Crown, Danny. They can run in the Preakness and the Belmont, but Baffert's owner says we're sticking with Bob, and his horses cannot run in the Kentucky Derby. Unfortunate, but a big day led by Fierceness, the 2-year-old champ down in the Holy Bull.
Yeah, I heard all of South Jersey was going on up there to root up Uncle Heavy, so she'll be interesting. We do have some really sad news to report to you. We lost one of our longtime horse trainers here, Janet Polachek. Our whole community here at Parks Racing is all behind you, and thoughts and prayers to you and your family.
No question.
Yeah, well, that wraps it up for Dick, Chris, and I this week. Hope you had a good show. We sure did. We'll catch you next week, but we are here racing Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Post time still 12:05. Thanks for watching on Let's Go Racing.
And they're off. Skippy Longstocking has early speed. We the people from in between horses. Taba has got the lead now. It's Taba in the center of the racetrack, but Taba is drawing away, and Taba with Mike Smith, they win the Bet Parks Pennsylvania Derby.